Guys, do you know that California is once again facing a major emergency? This time in Garden Grove, where a dangerous chemical crisis has forced tens of thousands of people to evacuate their homes overnight.
Tens of thousands of people in Southern California are being told to leave their homes right now after a chemical leak. Officials say a tank holding 7,000 gallons of a highly volatile and highly flammable toxic substance at an aerospace facility, this is in Garden Grove, will eventually fail and it may explode. More than 44,000 people have been evacuated in multiple cities. That includes Anaheim and Buena Park. One veteran fire official said the situation is as bad as he's ever seen.
Is nobody going to talk about how thousands of people are being evacuated near Garden Grove and surrounding areas in California due to a toxic chemical spill? This is fucking insane, and this should be breaking news right now. As you can see, the tank holding about 6,000 to 7,000 gallons of chemicals was described as being in crisis Friday morning. There are literally two options left remaining, Kobe said. The tank fails and spills a total of about 6,000 to 7,000 gallons of very bad chemicals into the parking lot in that area, or two, the tank goes into a thermal runaway and blows up, affecting the tanks around them that have fuel or chemicals in them as well. As for the incident, it took place at GKN Aerospace, right, which builds engine structures, landing gear, and other products for commercial and military aircraft. The company actually creates acrylic plastics for the aerospace industry, and that's the reason for the chemical, Kurt said. The problem with this chemical is that it's a possible flammable liquid, and it does have exothermic properties. This means that the chemical can release heat when a reaction is triggered. Now, the Orange County Fire Authority has expanded the evacuation zone to include areas north of Trask Avenue, south of Ball Road, east of Valley View, and west of Dell Street. Officials say about 20,000 residents in Garden Grove, Stanton, and Cypress are under orders. As for the chemical, it initially stayed at the same temperature. However, about 4 hours after firefighters arrived, it rose, causing a relief valve and sprinkler system to activate. OCFA said crews initially made progress towards removing the product, but unfortunately on Friday morning, they determined that the tank that is in the biggest crisis is in fact unable to be secured and mitigated. I'd say that this is a pretty fucking serious situation, and that everybody should be talking about this right now. And it's terrifying considering the fact that I just came from Orange County.
Right now, there is a chemical leak happening in my hometown of Garden Grove, California. My grandmother has already had to be evacuated. One of my tias, who lives down the street from her, also had to be evacuated. My aunt, my uncle, and their two kids, my cousins, they all had to be evacuated as well. One of my many questions is, what about the people who can't evacuate? What about the people who don't have family members like me that can help them get out of this situation? What about the people with disabilities? We're just gonna let them sit there and fucking breathe in toxic air? Like, what? I know I'm in the shower, but this is very, very important. This person brings up a great point. There's gonna be some people out there that are not going to be able to get all of the information that they need, either because they are elders and they are not seeing everything that's on social media and the news coverage is not it currently, and two, if they don't speak English. So if you have seen any infographics in other languages, especially things like Vietnamese, Spanish, Korean, Arabic, please, please, please reshare them. And if you make a video, either translating my video or just telling people what's going on in one of those languages or other languages of people in the community, please tag me. I will reshare it because we need as many people to be aware of what is going on as possible. It is not just affecting Garden Grove. It is affecting a very, very large portion of Orange County, which covers a lot of diversity. And I want all of our families to be as safe as possible. I want everybody to know what their evacuation zones are, because evacuating is really currently the only option, because the only thing that they're telling us is that it's either gonna leak or blow up. So what else are we supposed to fucking do? But again, please, if you speak any of these languages, I only speak English. I'm an Osabo kid. I know, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I will 1000% be resharing it, so please tag me in them.
Okay, so I have an update on this Orange County situation with the chemical spill evacuations. Now KTLA is saying it's getting more serious. So it fails or it blows up. Only two options left for tank spewing chemicals in Garden Grove, officials say. So that's crazy. I still don't understand 100% what's happening, but this is the commentary that they're leaving on it. So they're saying breaking evacuation orders remain in effect for thousands of Garden Grove residents Friday due to toxic chemicals leaking from a large storage tank in an aerospace facility. Officials said there are two options, meaning one, the tank fails and spills, and then two, it blows up. I mean, what the hell kind of options are those? That was like a little bit ago. I don't know if it's been updated or not, but let me know what you guys know if you're in Garden Grove. I heard more people are getting evacuated. I heard that from somebody who actually lives down there currently, like just a couple minutes ago. So again, hopefully everybody's safe, but let me know what you know if you're there. And again, the details, because I still don't even know what kind of chemicals, what kind of plant this is, anything. I'm in the dark here, but stay safe out there in the OC.
Breaking news out of California tonight. Governor Gavin Newsom has declared a state of emergency for Orange County as California continues to battle a hazardous chemical leak that has already evacuated 40,000 residents. Now a state of emergency has been declared for Orange County. This is serious. Gavin Newsom posted to Twitter. He says, I'm proclaiming a state of emergency in Orange County as California continues to respond to the hazardous chemical incident in Garden Grove. Cal OES has been mobilized for over 24 hours and state agencies are supporting impacted communities to protect public safety and assist local officials as response efforts continue. Please continue to follow guidance from emergency officials. The chemical leaking from the tank is methacrylate, a highly flammable liquid used to make acrylic plastics. The leak reportedly started at GKN Aerospace. The emergency crews have been responding for days nonstop, trying to prevent an explosion, a catastrophic explosion, which is why 40,000 people had to be evacuated in a state of emergency declared for Orange County. I'm going to keep following this story closely for you guys. If you live in Orange County and you were evacuated, feel free to comment. I need to hear what's going on from the inside as well. As always, I will keep you guys up to date with all the news that you need to know about. Follow along for more and don't forget to share this.
We have an update today, Saturday 23rd, about the chemical leak that happened in Garden Grove. Yesterday, before we all went to sleep, I uploaded a video stating that the tank seemed to be in stable condition for the night, which indeed was correct. Fast forward to today, maybe like about an hour or two, there's a new update where now they're saying that the tanker is currently 90 degrees right now. So it warmed up since last night, and now we're back to the same spot where it looks like it's either the whole thing's gonna leak or it's gonna poof. So it's just a matter of time. Either or, both scenarios are not good. If it leaks, it's gonna leak all over the river, ocean, etc. And then if it's just gonna cause a lot of toxic fumes in the air as well, and also houses that are in the area will be affected. There's been multiple reports of pets, birds, etc. pretty much passing away due to the leakage that's going on right now. Let me know what you guys think about us down below in the comments. And like always, don't forget to follow for more viral news. Ciao, pescado. Also, if you're not home and you did listen to the evacuation, I suggest you just stay away until further notice, because you just never know what can happen with this thing. It's literally just a ticking.
Now, what makes this situation even more terrifying is that officials themselves appear divided on how stable the tank really is. Some reports claim crews have managed to lower the temperature overnight, while others warn that the pressure inside the tank keeps rising and critical safety systems have already failed. Experts say the chemical inside is undergoing polymerization, a dangerous process where heat creates even more heat, turning the tank into what some responders describe as a runaway train. Meanwhile, thousands of displaced residents remain in shelters and are anxiously waiting for answers, while emergency teams continue spraying water around the clock to stop the worst case scenario. Now, the emergency unfolding in Garden Grove, California is being described as one of the most dangerous industrial incident the region has faced in years. At the center of this crisis is a 1,000-gallon chemical storage tank located at GKN Aerospace facility. Inside the tank is methyl methacrylate, a highly volatile and flammable chemical commonly used in production of acrylic plastics and industrial materials. According to emergency officials, the disaster began after the tanker experienced a failure that triggered a dangerous chemical reaction known as polymerization. Under normal conditions, the molecules inside the chemical remain stable. But once temperatures rise high, the molecules begin bonding together rapidly, generating even more heat in the process. Experts compare it to a chain reaction that feeds itself continuously. The hotter the chemical gets, the faster the reaction becomes. That reaction has reportedly caused the tank to swell, bulge, and even build up enormous internal pressure. Some emergency sources claim the temperature climbed to, nearly 90 degrees and continued rising hour after hour. Others say crews have managed to cool portions of the tank closer to safer levels using remote controller water systems. But the reality is that nobody outside the emergency command center truly knows how close the tank is to catastrophic failure. And that uncertainty is exactly what has terrified residents across Orange County. Authorities have already evacuated between 40,000 and 50,000 people from parts of Garden Grove. Now, entire neighborhoods have been emptied as emergency shelters opened for displaced families, including pet-friendly shelters and support centers for elderly residents and people with disabilities. What's even more alarming is the location of this crisis. The incident is happening only miles away from major California landmarks, including Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, and Angel Stadium. The thought of a potential chemical explosion happening so close to heavily populated area has shocked many people online, especially as videos and updates continue spreading rapidly, across social media. Residents have also criticized the lack of clear multilingual communication or communication during the evacuation process. The affected communities are, extremely diverse, with large Spanish-speaking, Vietnamese, Korean, and even Arabic population. Many families reportedly struggled to understand evacuation notices fast enough, creating confusion and even panic during an already terrifying situation. Emergency crews are now working non-stop to prevent the tank from exploding into a massive fireball that could ignite nearby chemical containers. Officials say even a single spark or build up of static electricity could potentially trigger a catastrophic event if the vapors escape in large quantities. Ironically, one of the few hopeful developments came after responders discovered what may be a small crack forming in the tank. While that sounds terrifying, experts explained that a controlled crack could actually help release some of the dangerous internal pressure before the tank violently ruptures. In other words, a smaller controlled failure may be the only thing preventing a much larger explosion. Meanwhile, questions are, already growing about how this incident happened in the first place. Reports suggest critical cooling systems, stabilizers, and safety valves may have failed or become compromised. If proven true, investigators will likely examine whether maintenance failures or even negligence played a role in pushing the situation to this level of danger. For now, firefighters, hazmat specialists, drones, and emergency response teams remain locked in a race against time. Officials continued monitoring air quality while, urging residents to stay away from evacuation zones until conditions are, declared safe. This entire situation serves as a powerful reminder of how vulnerable, densely populated cities can become when industrial systems fail. Thousands of families are now displaced, businesses remain shut down, and an entire region is holding its breath, hoping emergency crews can stop this disaster before it escalates into something even worse. Guys, what do you think? Drop your thoughts. Let me know. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.